How many times can you say that your guest is in the biggest show in the world? I mean, and I think it is. I just saw him slightly go, but it is. I put it to you, David Harbour. It is, isn't it? Stranger Things is the biggest show in the world.
Based on the response I get walking by a middle school, I would say it is one of the biggest shows on television, absolutely.
What's that like?
Yeah, it's crazy. You get mobbed, you know. I sort of, this happened to me at 40. So for a long time, I was walking around the streets just being that guy.
Probably good to have it when you're a bit older. You appreciate it more.
I mean, yeah, in my estimation, it's a good thing. Also, you don't take yourself that seriously because you realize that, you're pretty close to death, so...
Well, easy. I'm 57. So how old are you now?
Yeah, but you look like you know.
I look like I take care of myself.
You look like 26. Look at you.
You picked up on it. Thank you.
I'm 47. How are the 50s?
Pretty bad.
Yeah. It starts to break down.
No, I'm serious.
Yeah. Oh, Jesus Christ. I still find that funny, but I'm sorry. Why are they
it's good you can laugh about it.
Because I'm 47.
Yeah,
so
but it's going to come, David. Real. It's going to come.
Okay.
No, it's not good. It's because it is, I think, in life, they say over the hill. I think the peak of the hill is 50. I really do. You can have a good time coming down that other side of the hill, but I think when you look back, you'd say 50, probably the peak of the hill.
I'm going to do a huge name drop here.
Please do.
Okay. Is everyone listening? Do you know an actor called Al Pacino?
What's he been in?
He was in a movie with Adam Sandler called Jack and Jill. I think that's what
I love that. Dunkin' Chinos.
That's it. I said to him, what is the best age? And he said 47, 48, 49, because your mind is old enough to realize that it doesn't really matter and you can have a good time. Yeah. And your body's still young enough to not be destroyed as it does into your 50s.
Well, in a funny old way then, me and Al are on the same page because I just said 50 is the brow of the hill.
I know.
So me and Al,
you guys,
am I right?
You guys are basically like
mind you, he's got huge hands. Did you notice the size of his hands?
I've never really paid much attention to them.
Oh, big.
Yeah, please. This is all I came here
big
for.
Hands.
Come on, please.
Look at my hands. Nom. I watched him on Broadway. What were you doing with him?
Well, I did Merchant of Venice.
You were in it?
I was in it. I was Bassanio.
Well, this is a little awkward that I didn't say I enjoyed you in the Merchant of Venice.
I was just that guy at that point.
And you didn't notice his hands in that?
He's got these dazzling eyes, doesn't he? I mean, he's got these eyes that just dance.
I've never spent time with him, never met him. But
he's so charming. He's the most charming person you've ever met. So I can't, it's like I'm falling in love every time. I just stare into his eyes. I've never seen anything beyond here.
How long was that run when you did that?
We did it for, what was it, like 3 or 4 months on Broadway, I guess. It was the fall. And then I went back and I did Glengarry Glen Ross with him, too, on Broadway.
Get lost.
Oh, yeah. We went back and did that. He played the Jack Lemmon role.
He played the different role, didn't he?
Yeah. And I played the Kevin Spacey role, Williamson.
That's just take me now, Lord, and I will die. You would do that night after night after night.
As a younger actor, though, I was very concerned I was much more concerned at that point about what other people thought of me as opposed to what I wanted to do. And then you watch him and he's just all process and he's just all his investigation, what he wants to do. And at the time, it's kind of like dizzying. And then I look back now and I'm like, yeah, that was just the greatest thing, to experience that with someone who's so purely in love with acting.
Did you start in theatre? Was that, because I've seen an interview with you where you said you always thought of yourself as a New York theatre actor.
Oh, yeah. I think I still do. Yeah. I started, doing plays when I was in middle school and then in high school. And then I did regional theater, which a lot of people don't really do much of anymore. But I went out to Oklahoma and did like Mercutio. And I went out to like all these different towns in America and did tons of Shakespeare. And then I moved to New York really and started like an off-Broadway career and a Broadway career. But my bread and butter has always been theater. I've always been a theater guy. I never thought I really had a face for movies or TV. I always thought I was like face for radio.
There.
I guess I was wrong there. But yeah, I just love theater. I love that live experience. It's just been...
When you see your face in things now,
oh God,
are you comfortable with it?
No, I think it's
and what is it about it you don't like?
The hideous thing I've ever seen.
Why?
I mean,
I'm interested in that.
So many things. I'm glad we're shooting me from this side because I do consider this my better side.
To be marginally more acceptable.
Exactly.
Than that side.
You look at...
I'm seeing this side and it's horrific.
Isn't it? Yeah. Oh, God. Well, thank God the public gets to see
I can
this
see why you said that, yeah.
jawline. Look at that. Like a lantern. I don't. You must have this too.
I see this awkward, gawky face, and I see everybody else's face is supremely relaxed, and I think, oh, look at me.
Yeah.
So you think of yourself as a theatre actor.
Oh God.
I watched you on Monday night in Madhouse.
Oh wow.
Either Monday. Do you do Mondays?
Yeah, no, we do Tuesdays.
Oh, then it's Tuesday. Then it was Tuesday.
Oh God. So you just saw it.
Yeah.
Wow, okay.
And I loved it.
Did you?
Yes. And I could see that you are. You're totally at home, aren't you? You could see this is, this guy is...
I'm an animal.
Yeah, you are. You are an animal of the theatre.
Yeah.
But you might... 8 shows a week with that?
Yeah.
That's a tiring performance.
Yeah, I'm croaking a little bit now. I get going during
But emotionally,
the day.
though, as well. You
give
a lot in it.
It feels like I need to do something with this play. And I'm at a place in my career now where people are saying, like, what would you like to do next, kind of. You know, it's just nice to be better than those damn self-tapes. So in that way, I really carved this out, and I've been doing a lot of other stuff. And then I was like, I need to express this. And part of it has to do with, madness, and it has to do with family and death.
Yeah.
And it was something that I need to grapple with. So even though it is athletic and big, it feels very personal, and it feels like something I'm really ready to yell about each night for 2 hours.
So you get a casting for a show called Stranger Things. Did you self-tape? Did you go in and meet them?
I was on a show that was particularly terrible, that had 1 season, and I was waiting for it to get picked up for a second season, which hoping and praying, because I couldn't pay my rent, and I was like, please pick up this terrible show and let me do terrible work on it for another year.
Now you've got that lovely apartment in New York that I saw on YouTube in an Architectural Digest.
Look at you going doing your
Very
research.
Nice.
I know,
nice.
right?
Nice apartment.
People think it looks like a 16-year-old girl's Pinterest board, but yes, I love it.
What's wrong with that?
Okay, agreed. Anyway, so I really wanted this dumb show to get picked up, and it didn't get picked up. And I remember being devastated. And the next day, I got the script for Stranger Things.
Yeah.
They said this casting director, Carmen Q, was really interested in you for this part. And at the time, Netflix was like House of Cards and Orange is the New Black, and, these series that were like big artistic ventures. And I read this script, and it was like a beautiful script. And I thought, I'll never get this. They'll never give this to me because I don't have any sort of name. They'll give this to whatever, some big star. So I was snarky about it. Like, I went in and I had a hat. I remember I had like a baseball cap on, and I put it on because the one character choice I'd made is that he's always drunk and popping Tuanols and stuff. So I thought he didn't want people to see his bloodshot eyes in the morning. So I thought he'd wear a hat. And so I had this hat on, and I did the first scene, which is the scene with me and Winona, where she says her kid's missing. And I just did that scene once for Carmen. We put it on tape. And then she said, okay, that was great. Do you want to do one maybe without the hat? And I was like, no, I'm good.
Oh, so bold.
And I just walked out.
So bold.
Well, bold. It was more like cynical. I mean, I was just like, there's no way you guys are going to give me this. So why are you wasting my time? At a certain point, you get to a place in your career. I was like 39. I was like, this isn't happening. I'm not getting the lead in this series anymore. I'm like, And then, they just called and were like, you're our guy. I was walking in front of the Public Theater on Lafayette Street, and it was like, it must have been 10 p.m., 7 in LA. And I got a call from the Duffer brothers, not even from the casting director, from the Duffer brothers and Sean Levy, our executive producer.
Oh, nice.
And they were like, hey, we just want to say, like, we love you, you're our guy. And my heart exploded, and I was just running down the street going like, yes.
That's going to be one of the best days of your life.
It was an amazing day.
So then you start on that,
Mm-hmm.
and what's the vibe early on? You start on the show, and what are you thinking? You're thinking, not sure about this, or, oh, this is good.
Well, it was funny because I was doing a movie. One of the producers on it had been at Warner Brothers, and the Duffer Brothers had, and I was really excited about the series. The Duffer Brothers had a movie at Warner Brothers before Stranger Things, and Warner Brothers had shelved the movie because they didn't believe in the movie. And this guy, he was like, "What are you working on next?" I said, "Oh, this new series called Stranger Things. I'm really excited about it." He's like, "Who's doing it?" I said, "The Duffer Brothers. These these kids." And he was like, oh. I was like, what do you mean, man? He's like, "Oh, they're terrible. Good luck with that." And I was like, oh my God, my shot in a Netflix series and the creators and writers are terrible. And so I was really scared going in. And then we started working, and I just love them. And I thought, well, look, we're just going to make a little art piece that's going to be for us. And so in a way, the pressure was off. Nobody cared about us. Nobody at Netflix even came down to visit. Really? It was just us for 6 months in Atlanta with no money.
Now they're there every day of the week.
Every week. They all show up on the private planes. They all land, and they're like, welcome to the next season. Well, as well they should. But yeah, we were alone. We were in Atlanta. We had no money. It was just us, and we were just shooting. But in that way, it was pure.
How quick was it a hit then?
So it came out on Friday night, 12 p.m. Pacific. By Sunday,
no,
it was a massive hit. I've never seen anything like it.
So what are you thinking then while that's happening?
It was a surreal experience. There was a coffee shop I used to go into for like 10 years. I've been going to the same coffee shop, saying hi to the same kids every morning. I mean, and I walked in the morning after that weekend, Monday morning, and they were all like scared of me. And like, we're like, can we take a picture with me? I was like, Jenny, I've known you for like 7 years. Why are you acting weird? Yeah, it was a zeitgeist immediately.
What does that do to you?
It does two things. It is wonderfully validating, and you feel secure in a certain way, like career-wise and in what you do. And there's a groundedness that you feel that I had never felt before. I'd always been reaching.
Yeah.
And then on the same time, it messes you up because I think for me, it was more that people suddenly expected when they had interactions with me that I would be Chief Hopper, that I would be some rugged cop from the Midwest in 1983. And I'm a weird East Village artist, guy who lives in a studio apartment. And then as it goes on, you start to get used to it. But it really changed my life. Like the world became a place where the world had always been somewhere where I could disappear. Yeah. And then suddenly it became a place where I was treated very, very differently.
So your year now then, how long does Stranger Things take up of each year?
A month or a month and a half to shoot an episode. It takes about 25 to 30 working days to shoot an episode. Right. Because it's so cinematic. So it usually takes us about 9 or 10 months to finish a season.
So what time does that give you? So have you got a bit of an imbalance then in that you've now got this leverage, I believe Americans call it, and currency, as we all call it,
yes,
and desirability.
Yes,
well, it's always there, but now it's more apparent now.
God, I loved you in The Godfather. You were amazing.
Thank you. Luca Brasi held a gun to his head, and my father assured him. Yeah, the very high voice and the soft R. You gotta have a soft R.
Ooh, that's good.
And a slight sibilant, not a lot, but just a little, in Dog Day Afternoon. Oh, Attica. So how long are you going to be with Stranger Things?
Well, we got one more season.
And then it all stops?
Yeah.
Really?
Season 5, there's an ending to the story. That is a very clear ending.
And you know what that ending is?
I do.
And you've chosen my podcast. I got to tell you, I'm knocked out. I wasn't expecting. We've got on so well. And wow, what a thrill for me.
I waited for Brydon to reveal to you the last season of Stranger Things.
I was thinking maybe Fallon, maybe, I don't know. But
the New York Times piece.
I wanted this little Welsh fella.
No, I really...
So then it stops.
Yes. So we'll shoot the last season next year. It'll come out, and that'll be it.
So do you have a sort of idea then of the not specifics, but you can see that in the horizon, right? So I've had this incredible launch pad. Wow, what am I going to use that for? What is it you want to do?
I'm already developing stuff. So I have.
Of course you are. Why am I not surprised about that? Well, look, I'm thrilled to meet you. Really, especially so soon after seeing you on the stage. That's a special thing. Yeah, that's lovely. And
I'm glad you came. It's so nice of you to come.
It was great to meet you at the apex of your career. And there's no doubt in my mind these are going to be the glory days. You'll be looking back on. God. And say hi to Lily.
I will.
Thanks very much.
Thanks, man.
What a delight. What a delight. Thank you.